Max Verstappen offers his team and himself another win this season in Miami. This third win came after a bad Friday for the Dutchman, who still thinks his team's reliability issue is too much of hit and miss. Mercedes, on the other hand, had a very encouraging start last Friday, where George Russell was the fastest in the practice session. But unfortunately, this situation couldn't last long. The Silver Arrows finished in both P6 and P12 for Hamilton and Russell in succession. The team's performance was so perplexing even for them. The first sign was Saturday morning in the FP3 session, where Hamilton and Russell couldn't actually record more than a 15 and a 17 fastest time respectively. The porpoising issue was there, and the cause's previous chase's balance had disappeared, which made the team return the car to its Friday settings for qualifying and the race. This restricted both Hamilton and Russell's ambition on race day, and they ended up racing only with each other. Wheel to wheel on track, Russell had chosen to give the possession back to his teammate Hamilton, only to pass him again almost immediately. Press described this as him going on from a bit more room passing Hamilton to too much. Why such a move? George Russell, who's P4 in the driver's standing with 59 points, 23 ahead of Hamilton, say it was about respecting his teammate. When you're battling with your teammate, you've got to show respect. A bit more room than normal. The move was a bit tricky. I went a bit wide, but it's so dirty offline around the circuit. It was clear I went off the track and had to do it all over again. I enjoy it, and I think there's good respect between us. Lewis was unlucky. When you're on 20-lap old hard tires, there is not a lot you can do really. Lewis Hamilton, on the other side, had to take a tough decision fast. During the Sunday race running in 6th place at the Miami International Autodrome, Hamilton had to decide whether or not to pit for fresh tires when a safety car came out for Lando Norris's crash. Hamilton wasn't satisfied about his team's reaction regarding the situation he was involved in. Why was Hamilton upset while he was free to decide? What was his boss's opinion about this? Keep on watching to know. But before, subscribe to our channel if you are interested to receive the latest news on Formula 1. Activate the bell and leave us a comment if you have what to say about this subject. In an interview with the media after the race, the 7-time world champion was clearly not impressed, declaring, "In that scenario, I have no clue where everyone is. So when the team say it's your choice, I don't have the information to make the decision. That's what your job is. Make the decision for me. You've got all the details. I don't. That's what you rely on the guys. But for today, they gave it to me and I don't understand it." But anyways, both Mercedes drivers passed Valtteri Bottas, with Hamilton finishing the race P6 to Russell's P5. Team principal Toto Wolff wasn't so sure about what to decide in a similar situation, saying he was 50-50 whether to pit Hamilton or not, describing the situation his driver Hamilton was put in, whether or not to pit behind the safety car, as being between a rock and a hard place. Avoiding to respond on Lewis's declaration about this topic, Wolff stated, "I think he was between a rock and a hard place because the safety car clearly came out in the situation that wasn't favorable for him, and it was favorable for George in the back. George had a window with no one behind him. He was able to switch on a particularly new medium, and Lewis had to decide, do I keep the position on hard or do I go on a soft? That would have also been tricky, so that was probably a 50-50 decision, and in the end, it didn't work out for him. It is not the first time this season that he has been unlucky with the safety car. Lately in Jeddah, Hamilton could have scored more points, but was unable to pit into the virtual safety car as the pit lane was closed. The 37-year-old faced almost the same situation again in Melbourne after he lost position behind the safety car to Russell. Did Wolff have a talk with the race director about this? Toto said there was no dialogue with the FIA, and I think that is how it should be. It is the FIA coming to us and saying they need to change position. The Mercedes fans were actually optimistic about the Miami Grand Prix, hoping that the upgrade made on their W13, especially on porpoising, would bring early results. It wasn't actually the case, and fans will have to wait for the next competition to see whether the team will get back to the level they belong to. See you next time!